Hey, Wimberg World Entertainment. And last year, that's right, last year, we did a video about an R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie. And that it was going to be adapting the last Ronin story that they did. And we now have confirmation after Skydance, of course, has taken over Paramount. It is officially moving forward. So it's going to be interesting to see how and what way they do this, knowing that Ninja Turtles pretty much became a massive kids show and beloved action figures, and then of course the original movies, and then even the newer movies and stuff. And then of course they did Mutant Mayhem, which was horrible. By the way, where's the sequel to that, eh? I thought it was such a massive success for them. But the idea now that they're going to do this live action R-rated, you've two problems with that. One, of course, is you're losing the kid audience, so that's money not in your pocket. But then the other issue is trying to convince adults to go see an R-rated Ninja Turtle movie. So it's a weird one. It's a bold decision to go for. But of course, I do wonder now as well, will this actually be made for the big screen, or will they just make it for Paramount Plus? Let's see if this article says it, but this is confirming. By the way, what they say in this and then the dates they give you is just ridiculous. But anyway, it says, a beloved and usually family-friendly 80s franchise is getting a bloody and brutal R-rated adaptation. While their comic book origins were far more violent, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have since become a beloved icon for kids. However, this new take, which is now confirmed to be moving forward, will take the mutant teenagers back to their roots. Created by Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Tom Waltz, and now I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's second name, but it's Andy Kuhn, I think. I don't know. That seems to be what it is. With art from Kuhn and Ben Bates, the comic book arc Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin began back in 2020 and ran for 5 issues. That's the part I love. They're going back to their roots, which sounds like they're going back to the original comics, and then they go, The Last Ronin, which came out in 2020. It's like, oh, it's not exactly back to their roots, is it? Says anyway, announced back in April last year, the live-action adaptation of the more adult-orientated story, which will drop audiences into a post-apocalyptic world and follow a lone Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle as he attempts to come to grips with the loss of his beloved father and brothers. It has now been confirmed by Deadline that the R-rated take on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going ahead. While few further details have been provided, it is likely that the Last Ronin movie will follow a similar path to the source material, which should provide a very different take on the franchise than audiences are used to. And it says you can check out the official synopsis. So it says, who is the Last Ronin? In a future battle-ravaged New York City, a lone surviving turtle embarks on a seemingly hopeless mission seeking justice for the family he lost. From legendary Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, get ready for the final story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 decades in the making. And yeah, for people who not 100% sure like what they're saying, like a lone turtle survives, is because if I remember this correctly, you don't know which turtle it is that survived. That's the thing. They're wearing, at least in one issue, I think, anyway, they wore kind of all of the ribbon eye band things. So you weren't 100% sure which one survived. So that's kind of what they're talking about there. So it's saying the live action adaptation of Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin is produced by Walter Hamada of Paramount Pictures, which that's not good news. That's the idiot who was overlooking all the DC stuff. With Boy Kills World and Child's Play's Taylor Burton Smith reportedly writing the script. I don't know whether that's the Child's Play series that they did or the movies or something. I don't know. Either way, I don't particularly care. don't know what the hell Boy Kills World is, so no director or cast members have yet been announced, though Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles writer Tom Waltz, whose contributions to the franchise include various video games and comics and the Last Ronin comic book sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, wants to see the original star of the 1990s live-action Ninja Turtles outing, Judith Hoag, how do you pronounce her second name? Not sure, to return as April O'Neil in the upcoming R-rated outing. I don't know what. If you want that to happen, then surely that means you are going to try and adapt the Last Ronin story to the first two original Ninja Turtle movies. If you're bringing her back, that's surely what you're doing. And yes, if anyone doesn't realize this, the woman who portrayed April O'Neil in the first movie didn't portray her in the second movie. It was a different actress they brought in for the second movie. I can't remember why that happened. I think they didn't like her or something. I can't remember. And it's saying the last Ronin movie promises something starkly different to anything that's come before, with creator Kevin Eastman having previously described the arc as like a Dark Knight Returns sort of final turtle story and yada yada yada. Again, it's one of these things of, you've gone for so many years now to this point of Ninja Turtles being a very family friendly franchise, being very kid focused, especially the original cartoon, and then the newer cartoon versions that they did of it and stuff like that. That the idea to try and take it in such a drastic different direction, it's one of those, it could pay off massively for them, but it could also absolutely blow up in their face. And it's interesting to try and figure out who's actually interested in this, to put that out there and see, like, then let me know, with all yous who are going to watch this video and are watching it, do let me know what you think of this idea. Does that actually get you pumped? Like, do you think this could work really well? Because of course anything really can work, it's just how it gets executed and what they do. But where I'm more curious about is how exactly are they going to try and promote this and stuff. You know, try and go, hey kids, like, obviously kids are going to hear about it and like, there's a new Ninja Turtles movie, yes, and then to be told, oh yeah, no, it's not for you, you're not going to be able to go and see it. That I'm curious as to how they're going to do it. But again, and even in this article, it does not say anything about whether this is intended now for cinemas or whether this is intended for streaming. I see here at the end, it says, alongside Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin, the beloved foursome will also return in animated form with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2, set for release on September 17th, 2027. Good God. I'm actually surprised they're still going through with that one, because that first one, it wasn't just god awful, it lost money, so it's surprising that they're still going through with that. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to really market this thing, and really, like, how are you going to really convince adults, like, hey, go see a Ninja Turtle movie, trust us, it's super violent and stuff. And one of the things right now actually that could kind of make it not work in terms of our perception of this could be the fact that all these Disney characters whose the copyright licenses have lapsed that you can use are all getting turned into these weird horror movies, and people were looking at like Winnie the Pooh and all that type of crap, and people were looking at it going like, what in the name of Christ is this garbage? You slap a Ninja Turtle movie out there going, look, it's going to be a bloody garbage. People might think it's the same thing and ends up killing this movie. But yeah, again, do let me know what you actually think of this idea. Are you up for it? Would you be interested in it? And yeah, it's interesting. So that's all there is about that one. So it's weird. I'm in two minds of this thing. I can see it working, and at the exact same time, I can see it absolutely failing terribly. But it's going to be interesting to say the least. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.